We were a really good home team last year, 5-1. That was a huge point of emphasis of ours, was take care of business at home. We ended up playing a pretty difficult road schedule, so we were at 3 of the real powerhouse teams on the road last season. Now they come to Dunham Field this year, but we got to find a way to win some games on the road. We were in 3 of them heavy. And felt like we should have won those football games. But what we got to do is find a way to get into those games again, which we're doing, and then we got to find a way to finish those things out. And that's the character of your team. Every single season, you got to add some character to your team so that you're a little bit better when the games get decided, because we have to be better in the 50-50 games if we want to reach our goals. I don't know that there's a whole heck of a lot to build on, because it was built on some excellent individual players that aren't here anymore. We have some excellent individual players coming back, but at some really key spots we have a lot of unproven players that we know are good but haven't had the chance to play yet. So we're going to be leaning on that defense quite a bit. I think the number one thing that's going to help our offense is that we do think that our lunch pail defense will be a lot better in 2019. It's your character, your team, that typically wins those games. It's not the individual players or plays or schemes, so it's always about building that team spirit, building that trust, building that accountability within one another, building the perseverance of our program. So those are the things. A huge component of winning close games is guys believing that they're going to win the close games. And right now, when you look back at it, there was just a little bit too much doubt, in those closing moments, and then probably some bad coaching too, right? Because you're trying to press to make sure you win the game, and instead of just going about your business and doing what you need to do. So our message is leave no doubt. What I'd like to do to help win close games is not being as many close games. If you can play from the pole position a little bit more. What we've found is that when we've jumped people, it's been good. We've been able to get away from some teams. We need to do that a little bit more. One thing that's hard if you're playing a lot of close games is they call them 50-50 games for a reason. Typically, that's how they go. You win some, you lose some. We don't want as many of those. We want to do a little bit better job of separating from teams, and that's going to take a collective effort. But we like the tools we have. We think we have a shot to do it. The guys that we had here are really great guys. Jack Bathel, offensive tackle, who has had really great accolades in his career. Also a dual sport guy, won an RMAC championship in the shot put a couple of years ago in indoor track. So very talented athlete. He's someone who we've really built on. We lost him late in the season last year, and when we did, we became a little bit of a one-dimensional team offensively, because he's a road grader. He's a really good run blocker, and is a huge part of our offensive success. So we're happy to have him healthy and back. Jermaine Williams, who played for us in 2017, did not play for us in 2018. We redshirted him. Explosive player. When we beat Colorado Mines in 2017, he was really the key to that victory. He was sort of the missing element, got one over the top late in the game for a big score that helped separate in that game. We're excited for him to have his senior campaign. Mike Retland on defense. Mike's a defensive end / they call him edge players now. And he's, I hope, when you said Von Miller, I hope so. I think that would be awesome. He's had a really good career, but he is such a good force of personality that what Mike has brought to the table is his personality is just really infectious in a good way, where his enthusiasm and energy is really great. He's really great with our young players, helping them develop, really great in terms of development, some of that team spirit, a team captain for us. So, and he's an impact player for us. And then Brian Acuna, our defensive tackle, has had a really good career, but we've moved him around a little bit now, and we think that with some of the things we're doing defensively, he's going to have his best season yet. We need to build our culture up and continue to do that, so that when we come and you see the Rockers on the marquee, you know exactly what you're going to get. And so building that culture, and then engaging with our community, engaging with our fans, engaging with our team itself, and making sure that engagement is there all the way around, so that what we have is a culture of success, an expect-to-win mentality, and that our community and the RMAC as a whole can see when the Rockers are on the marquee, it's a big-time game, and then they're going to get a product that is competitive and ready to play.